There we go. Good morning. Y'all, I be having technical difficulties because I'm constantly always got something going on, though. But good morning. You don't have to give me a second, though. I had to figure that out. And I got because I had my camera turned off on my computer. But good morning, you beautiful people. I'm so happy because I thought I was going to have to abort the mission. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you, Lord. And then I'm still trying to, but good morning, though. Y'all know what? I got a song play for y'all this morning. Teens. Good morning, teens. Mm, mm, mm. Say, I love it when they call me Big Pop, but not this one. But good morning, y'all beautiful people, for real. Yes, I got a song for y'all this morning. Don't forget, though, for real, to go check out the YouTube channel, Clan in the building. If you're looking for some good, positive, uplifting music, don't forget. You gotta have to give me a second, but I got something for y'all to listen to this morning for a second. If I could turn back the hands of time, I wouldn't know. So many mistakes they cultivated into my face. I thank you for the love and the hate. Hell's gonna try to be the no ways. I'm standing here on today, that's how I know you great. If I could turn back the hands of time, I wouldn't know. So many mistakes they cultivated into my face. I thank you for the love and the hate. Hell's gonna try to be the no ways. I'm standing here on today, that's how I know you great. If I could turn back time, I wouldn't change nothing. It was all from making no talking, no bluffing. Standing in hell, going busted and disgusted. Days where one was a major malfunction. I've been in the dark, stood in the cold. Hungry, they can't hand me down clothes. Yet I didn't fold. At times I didn't know. Stand at the cross, all emotions explode. Stabbed in my back, major attack. Still, them blades on my back. Wouldn't take it back, nor change my story. Give my testimony to reveal his glory. Wouldn't say it was all beauty, but it had a purpose. Didn't understand, but I got it for certain. Keep working, keep working. If I could turn back, if I could turn back. You know, some days I gotta ask myself, it was rough. If I could turn back, if I could turn back, I would. He had a purpose, that's for certain. If I could turn back the hands of time, I wouldn't know. So many mistakes they cultivated into my face. I thank you for the love and the hate. Hell's gonna try to be the new ways. I'm standing here on today, that's how I know you great. If I could turn back the hands of time, I wouldn't know. So many mistakes they cultivated into my face. I thank you for the love and the hate. Hell's gonna try to be the new ways. I'm standing here on today, that's how I know you great. On top of having seed that was looking up to me. In survival mode with 3 miles to feed. Had to learn fast was much you didn't know. Looking in the eyes that made me wanna go. Yet I was young, so in the spirit they became my reflection. I'm seeing things clear up, can't fail them, but still in the streets. I was doing the only thing I knew just to eat. Wouldn't say I'm proud, but I'm not gonna lie. When they lay down, tears drop from my eye. When they wake up, we try, we pray this day we'll get things right. It felt like life was on repeat. Some days didn't even wanna be me. I wondered if people see me, man, I'm telling this pain. Like when he's, if I could turn back, if I could turn back. In spite of what I went through, it was all working to build me up. If I could turn back, if I could turn back, he worked, he got a purpose, that's for certain. If I could turn back the hands of time, I wouldn't know. So many mistakes, they cultivated into my face. I thank you for the love and the hate. Else gonna try to be another way. I'm standing here on today. That's how I know he's great. Hey, I'm standing here today. That's how I know he's great. What about you? Because God is good all the time, and all the time, God is great and magnificent. Don't forget that on today's date. You understand what I'm saying? He's great. Don't forget that on today's date. I'm telling you, I got to rhyme all the time. What's up with it though? I had to look over here. My mama, she ain't coming on the screen today, but sure enough, she came right down here with me to be in the atmosphere. But I'm standing here on today. That's how I know he's great. He is great. What about you? Do you feel like he like Tony the Tiger great? Because he is great. But we gonna dive right in today. And I need to learn how to do some stuff on here. Yeah, I know I'll be coming already. Just all because I'm still learning. But one day I'm gonna get this all the way down pat. But until I do, I'm going to be right here every Sunday morning. Every Sunday morning at 7 in the morning, at 7 a.m. If the Lord forbid, if the Lord allow, if the Lord allow me to be here, I'm going to be here and I'm going to be coming forth with a topic. And today's topic is a divided society is a dying society. It's a dying society. And I'm going to use in reference on today a scripture. Yes, I am. I'm going to use a scripture. Yeah, the scripture that a house that stand divided will fall. Yes, it will. It will stand divided. If a house stand divided, it will fall. So we're going to use that on today's date. That unity is more powerful than division on any day. Unity is more powerful than division on any day. And we stay in a society today where everything is divided if you really pay attention. And that is all a strategy, and that is all a way of keeping people divided on so many levels. They keep us divided every day, all day. The rich against the poor, the haves and the have-nots. The haves and the have-nots. You know, so many things that I thought of on today about a divided a society that stands currently at the moment divided in so many ways that the world plays into this. It just stand divided. And if a society is divided, if a people is divided, if a nation is divided, it will fall. And there are so many scenarios throughout history where we see this about a nation being divided, a household. I mean, just look at everyday people that's just living. And if you really get inside of just a simple household and you look, you will see that the kids divided against the parents. Everything is divided. The woman divided against the man divided against the family. You got so many propagandas of use of propagandas of just to cause division in the society. And the society that we living in today, if we really pay attention, it is divided and it's dying. It's dying at an alarming high rate, and it's all behind division because there is power in numbers. There's power in numbers. There's power in unity. Like that saying, say that teamwork make the dream work. Now, what is a team? A team is a collaboration of multiple people coming together and fulfilling a goal, a mission, a destiny, right, a common purpose, just a common purpose. And there's power in that. And I pose the question on today is, why is it every time that we turn around, it is division on some level with people, with people. It's division there. It's division. Even come on, I'm gonna keep it real. Cause see, this is the time that I'm gonna say whatever that come on my mind. Even today with the COVID, the vaccination, you know what I'm saying? They constantly bringing that up about who is and who ain't, and if you is and if you ain't, and you know what I'm saying? You need to stay away, stay 6 feet apart, stay away from them. Yeah, that's not the people that is vaccinated is against the people that's not. Oh, you should get vaccinated, and then that causes a whole debate and an argument and division all at the same time, and it causes people to look at people differently. I could bring up, this came into my mind, and this is so real, even down to clothing articles, shoes articles, meaning that you got children out here because this has been pumped into their mind about name branding. And I thought about this. Everything that we wear or everything that we put on our body has a name to it, and it is a brand. Now, listen, it has a name to it, and it is a brand, but they find a way to put another name brand or one particular or multiple name brands above another brand. That's division all right there. And then what happens is you have grown folks, come on, and grown folks pass this on to their children and pump this in their children's minds that children go to school and they feel because they got this one particular name brand on, they bully and they make fun of the one that has a whole nother different name brand on. They got a name brand on. Come on, catch this. I need you. They got a name brand on because every clothing article or shoe article has a name behind it. But guess what? You don't have this name. So guess what? That causes division. And then you have children as well as grown folks that's sitting up here bullying other kids or demeaning them or making them feel inadequate because you ain't wearing this particular brand. Come on, Lord. You ain't wearing this particular brand. And that alone right there is division, and it makes one to feel inferior or feel inadequate because you don't have this brand on or you don't have this. So then you have children that deals with mental trauma and all kind of depression. They deal with low self-esteem, and it all comes behind division. It's not good enough that a child or a person has some shoes on their feet and clothes, and all praise be unto the Most High God, and to be grateful that you have something on your feet and some clothes on your back. But it really don't matter that you have that on your feet or on your back, because guess what? It's not this brand. So guess what? You are nobody. And then it goes into the haves and the have-nots. Have you ever saw that show? Look into it. It all still is stemmed around division, dividing of a people, the poor against the rich, the have and the have-nots. And I want to talk about that on today because this is what is being used throughout just time, period, about division, about and division is all it. Matter of fact, it is a strategy within itself to bring division, and they do it for I was even thinking about, it's so real in this society that you even got the Democrats and the Republicans in one nation, in one country. In one country. Like what? But we talking about the United States, right? Wait a minute, let me get this out. We talking about the United States. It said one division under God with unity and justice for all. Unity. Listen to what these people said. They said with unity and justice for all. But yet this whole country is divided. Because, okay, if it's unity and justice under one nation and for all, Why is it division right in the House? You got Republicans and Democrats. Come on, I know people can get real political, but I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about a people who stand up and pledge to a flag of the United. Come on. Oh, Father, come on. The United States of America. Wait a minute. Y'all need to take the name off United, because every time I turn around and I pay attention to it, it's not so united. Come on, let's talk about the tax brackets. I was thinking about all this stuff. What is that? That's division. That goes into the haves and have-nots. And if you really study about the tax brackets, it's about keeping the rich rich and the poor poor. When you really get down to understanding a lot of the tax brackets and why tax brackets was put in place, it still all caused division. You got the Republicans and the Democrats. They constantly fighting, but I thought we were united. I thought this was the United States of America. But every time I turn around, it's about division. In this whole united country, as they claim that it's supposed to be a United States of America. United, yeah, states, yeah. Okay, and then, okay, we're going to break down. We're going to, come on, Lord. Let this homeschooling come back. Let it come back. Now, I was teaching my children about how countries is made. Okay, right? Okay, I was teaching them about this. Now, it all starts with people who make a neighborhood. And then different neighborhoods make cities, right? And then different cities make up states, right? And then different states make up countries, right? And then different countries make up a continent. Now, that is how United States, they come together. They supposed to be united. These different states that came from there, all them four processes is supposed to be a united state. But yet every time I turn around, is division on the home front. In this united place is division every time that I turn around. And they've been using this for a long time. For a long time, they've been using this. And then they wondering why the United States of America is in the condition that it stands right now, is because they whole game and they whole systematic system is all about division. They claiming united, but low key they causing division every time that they turn around. And it's a dying country. It's a dying country. On today, it's dying. And it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse by the minute, the seconds, and the hours. Until this whole thing gonna come crashing down. Yep, I said it. Please share it, because it's gonna come crashing down. It's just only a matter of time. And it all stemmed from division. Division. But I want to bring it a little closer on today. And I want to talk about they even play the black against the white thing. That's even division. And it's been around for a long, and it ain't gonna ever change. It ain't gonna change. People been fighting for a long time for unity in this whole united place that is supposed to be called. But it ain't gonna change. I'm gonna keep it real. It's not gonna change. But I want to talk about this particular nation of people, and it's called the African American people, right? And this is really where this whole topic really stemmed from. Because when I look at the African American people, when I look at them, they are really divided people. They are really divided. I'm talking about in the homes. You know, you got these whole feminist movements. Even that is division when you really get down to it. You know what I'm saying? And see, you know, I'm the kind of woman that I really don't get off into all that woman power, woman empowerment, and men bashing, and all these other things. Because the truth of the matter is if we really want to get technical, men need women just as well as women need men. Period. I don't even know how you could even get around that whole theory when you got, come on, Lord, because I'm gonna take it all the way where it need to be. How can man and woman be divided when they strategically is made opposite from each other, but they are made in a way that they can come together to join together and fit each other. But yet it's even unity. I mean, yet it's even division in that. You know, it's division in that. And a lot of this stuff, it goes really for that. And it's a systematic thing that's done within the uh, governments, the head honchos in charge in this fallen country, because it's falling. It's falling, but it's done. It was done strategically, especially against African Americans. It really is. These people are more divided than a lot of other nations and people that I know. They're more divided, even starting in the home front. And so it took me on a journey of, for real, just thinking about the division and the degree of the division. You even got, I thought about that whole little thing that was going around and going out. I don't know if this was last year sometime, maybe some a year before that, but you had the whole light-skinned versus dark-skinned thing. Now, what in the camaraderie was that all about? See, in those type of things, I don't get involved in. I don't amplify it. I don't glorify it, because at the end of the day, it's all about division. You see no other nation of people talking about light-skinned versus dark-skinned stuff. We have these things so bad as a nation of people of perpetuating division within our own nation in ignorance in the things that we be doing. Light skin versus dark skin. Like what is that about? And then you got them putting up pictures or groups of women or men. We are always in a divided mind state in a lot of things. And it's a really sad thing. This is a really sad thing that we're always in a divided mind state. You putting a picture up of a light-skinned group of dudes or girls versus a dark skin and posing the question, which one is better? What in the camaraderie, what in the non-common sense is that? And then you have a nation of people running around glorifying these things. They glorify these things of division, and they make sport of it like it's a beautiful thing. But really, in the subconscious mind, it is a branding of posing that one shade of skin is better than another shade of skin. But these are all the same people. A lot of them is all the same people that come out of the same nationality. Now, I want to know, what is edifying and building, what edification is there or building up of that is it when you're constantly putting this same nation of people in a combative mind state? Because that's really what it is. Anytime you turn it to the versus this, that brings in comparison. And when you bring in comparison, that's how jealousy creeps in, envy, all these other things, or low self-esteem. See, it's two ends of the spectrums that can go there. And you're causing a mindset to make one believe that one shade of beauty is better than another shade of beauty. And then you got women. It may not be all. So if this don't apply, if it don't apply, let it fly. You know what I'm saying? Then you have the same nation of people sitting there looking upside each other's head in competition, in jealousy, in envy, in low self-esteem, in a degrading mindset it creates where they're looking at each other like, you know what I'm saying, you think you look better than me. And really what this boils down to is the Willie Lynch syndrome. Because this is the same thing that the people that oppress this nation of people use to psychologically break them down. They played them against each other. And the specific thing that, go read the Willie Lynch letter. Because see, one thing that's going to happen on this channel, on this podcast, one thing that's going to happen is nuggets of wisdom. And I'm going to challenge you on every hand on whatever the topic is to go and search and see for yourself. Because ignorancy will kill you. And ignorancy just simply means lacking knowledge. You don't know. And the very things we find to be cute or we find to be a game is really detrimental to a people. And the thing about it is that this has been happening for a long time. And I challenge anybody that have not read the Willie Lynch letter to go and read it. I personally challenge you to go and read it. For those that may watch this at a later time, I want to know, did you go back on last week's podcast and did you read the comic of Keeping Up with the Joneses? I'm going to challenge you every week to learn and grow and get some knowledge up here so you won't be ignorant about the things that you're doing. Because this light-skinned, these verses, this constantly being in a state of comparison within this nation is the reason that this nation cannot pull together and be a healthy nation psychologically and mentally, because we're constantly on our own. Now, see, when you go read the Willie Lynch letter, this is one of the crucial things that he told the slave owners to do. He said he took the difference between this nation of people and played them against each other to break them down, the whole unit of the nation of people down to a very weak structure. And then he warned, boy, I tell you, it be blowing my mind. He warned that if they did it right, it would perpetuate itself. It would orbit and perpetuate itself on its own for so many hundreds of years to come. And I say this because it's constantly happening. Yeah. It's constantly happening. It's constantly going on. And I come to talk to a nation of people, but we can even look within this whole country, and it's constantly happening with division just among in this united country. It's steady happening. And slowly but surely it has been becoming a dying country. So ultimately it's gonna fall and be destroyed. Oh, this great nation, they want to say, but ultimately it's gonna fall and be destroyed. And I won't take it back. I continue to say it and say it again because that's exactly what's going to happen. But I come to talk to you, African Americans, on today. And anybody that don't like it, get up off of here. You come on here with this coonery and the foolishness, you'll get blocked and you'll be right on up off of here, because I come to say what I mean what I say on this channel, because I mean what I say, and I'm saying what I mean because it is a true fact, and this is exactly what is happening, and it is exactly what's going on. And when you get into the Willie Lynch letter, that was one of the things that it did, and I was just astonished and blown out the water. Like, these things I knew, but I really went and sat down and read the letter in entirety for myself, and the things that it was saying is something that is a orbiting cycle that's moving on its own today. It don't need Willie Lynch no more, or the slave owners no more. It's constantly doing it on its own. And this is what he promised would happen if it was done correctly. And one of the things was playing the color shade game, making the light skin seem that they were better than the dark skin. And he promised, he said, if you do it correctly, this thing will orbit on its own for hundreds of years to come. And when I just really got into the depths of reading this letter, it saddened me because I'm like, on today, we have our own people that's putting the light-skinned versus the dark-skinned. The same thing that Willie Lynch said. He picked out particular structures and things about this people to play against each other. One of the things that he said too was to turn the woman against the man. If this is not perpetuating on its own today, I promise you it need no help. This thing is constantly moving on its own. And I get to thinking about the feminism movement. You know what I'm saying? I got to thinking about the woman and the man. They're constantly in a fighting state. You know what I'm saying? The woman and children against the man and all the foolishness. Because that's what it boils down to, is foolishness and its camaraderie. And this thing is moving on its own. It's moving on its own. It doesn't need any more pushing or nudging or any of that. And I come on today to say, stop it. Stop the perpetual. I even thought about, now let's get into this country, right? Because I'm talking to this nation of people, but I'm talking to the country now. They even bring division in. I think about how they fed the lie of even a certain texture of her being better over another texture of her. When I'm lying, y'all can stop me and say, oh, this is a lie. No, it ain't no lie. That's why it's been the grand uprising and of a nation of people, African Americans, as they want to call them, African Americans, that is reverting back to their natural hair state. But this was pushed for so long about your wide nose and a skinny nose, but the thing about it is that they constantly used that blonde hair and blue eyes. We can even go back to, who was that? Was that Hitler? See, I really don't like speaking on things that I ain't too well versed in, but where they was even talking about within a nation. See, these things is happening within a nation that causes division, where they were saying blonde hair and blue eyes was better than another way, that a curly hair with gray eyes. You know, all of that is to bring division. And then you even had division down to body deformities. You know, about body. Oh, look at that. You know, this is the one that looks beautiful. If your waist is snatched in and your hips is poking. I mean, they just cause division on every hand. And then they put people in a perpetual state of constantly. Then it goes along with keeping up with the Joneses, or bringing one esteem down low, or making people feel inadequate through division. You know what I'm saying? If it's not the her, because first it was the her. You know, that shrine, that straight, I said shrine. Y'all, I'm always saying something. That straight fine her was the her. And then you had a nation of people that was constantly working to basically look disgracefully upon what they were given, to try to fit and get the image of what they were putting out. This is the hair. Then you have people putting chemicals in their hair to break down their natural bond, so they can have this straight, fine, luxurious, flowing, let them tell it, hair. That was division. They use it daily, constantly, momently, secondly, all of that to bring division. And I come today on today to challenge you and to say, look and examine everything and find out what is the intent behind it. Is it to bring unity, or is it to cause division? because they doing it every day, constantly. Constantly. The same people they was walking around, they was over there in Egypt shooting them statues off of them people with them big old fat noses that they claim that we carry, and these big old lips and all that. They was over there shooting the noses off of them. But now today, you got the same people that was causing division amongst you and talking about your body and how you were formed as if it was a deformity or as if you had a problem making you feel inadequate. They're running around trying to get the same things that they were talking about you about or causing division about. Big butts and hips and big luxurious breasts and all this. These are the same things that these people are running around trying to get on today. Yeah, I don't come to play. These subjects on the journey's real. They gonna get real, real. That's why this whole channel called The Journey Real, because the journey is real. It's very real. But I come to challenge you on today to pay attention. We stay in a society and a country that is constantly causing division, because another thing that came to me is the saying that say divide and conquer. First, you have to divide something in order to conquer it. In the Willie Lynch letter, that's what they were doing. They were dividing, and then they were conquering. They were dividing the nation of people, man against woman, children and woman against the man, and in order to conquer them and bring them to a very low vibration and state of mind to conquer them. And they was using all the differences about these people. They skin tone, tall, short. They used all of these same techniques in the Willie Lynch letter that they're using today. And I thought about that, like after reading, like they taught another nation of people how to do this, meaning the slave owners. And for real, these people have perpetually been kicking this out ever since. Even after slavery. They learned the system of that if you can divide, you can conquer. And they did it and did it well. And they're doing it on today. I got to thinking about the music on today. A lot of the rap, the genre of rap, that a lot of that music is about division. The ops is talking about the ops, the opposition, and it's talking about you a hater. I got bread, you broke boy, and it's constantly division. Name branding. That name branding thing is just, man, it's not enough if a person just got a home with a roof over their head and they living and surviving life. That's not enough. That's not enough that they got that. No, because you don't have a jacuzzi, and then you don't have the double doors with the closet to spin, and you ain't doing nothing, boy. You broke, boy. It's not enough. Just the fact that you have a house like I have a house. And then I thought about this too, redlining and blue lining. Go check these things out. What I'm telling you about. They even do that. That's all about zoning in areas. I'm talking about literal areas. That's division. It's division constantly, just constantly. It's division. And a lot of this stuff is done to keep people at a lower state or make them feel like they are at a lower state, to mess with the psychological. Because, see, this is what division is all about. Division is about breaking down the psychological. It's about breaking down the mental. It's about breaking down one state of mind, because it's all psychological. Because it's what one think. We got to cause you to think at a lower state, or to feel at a lower state, or to be at a lower state. So then guess what? If you can be at that lower state, think at that lower state, feel at that lower state, that means you cannot elevate. You cannot rise. Because if you broke down in here, the rest of it is broke down. And in the Willie Lynch letter, that's what it said. They wanted to take the mind, because they understood that if they took the mind, the body would follow. And this is happening perpetually, constantly, every day of our lives, and we're not paying attention. Division on every hand. Division. And this society, this United States, this united country is falling. It's falling constantly, more and more every day. Because the saying is true. It is true. It is true. And in the Bible, it says that. And it has sayings that saying that, as we'll call them. They say proverbs, all these things. It says that a country that's a house that stands divided will fall. That's very true. And when you look at a country is considered a house because it's made up of different states, peoples, all of that coming together to make the country. As soon as you get a country that is standing in division, I'm talking about just within one country, it's standing in division, and you have two opposing people. War is on the horizon, and if the country do not come to a place of resolution and unity, oh, woe be unto that country, because it is going to fall, because it's going to bring about war. It's been happening throughout time. It's all that's where all wars have came from. Division. It comes from division. But I come today, to admonish and to suggest that be careful of that. Be careful of the division that this world sends in, and even people come in. Because see, you got to be careful. Like this could go down to even people coming into your life to cause division, or your home to cause division, or your business to cause division. I mean, be very watchful and aware of division trying to come in, because when division comes in, chaos is not far off, and a great falling is coming if the division do not be checked, if you're not aware of it. And we stay in a country where that's all that's pushed is division. They lie with their mouth on the front line and say, this great country, we united, we do all of this, but really at a perpetual constant rate, they steady pushing division off in the same country that they're claiming to be united. It's in advertisement. It's in everything when you really get down to paying attention. Division. They push it off to a certain nation of people. I'm admonishing you on today. And suggesting and warning that be very watchful of division. Be very watchful of division, how it subtly creeps in and it try to make it seem like it's a joke, or, I was just playing. No. Division is a dangerous thing, and it comes in with an agenda to do just exactly what it is set to do, to cause division, to divide. Now, if we got a household that's supposed to be one on the home front, a unit moving as one mind, one sound, one body, and division is in that house, how shall it move as one mind, one sound, and one body? Now you have broken it up, and you got two or multiple sounds, bodies, and movements. So how can they be in unity? How can they build? You know what it made me think of in the Bible, where it was talking about Babel, the Tower of Babel. When them people were in unity, they made a foolish plan to think that they was finna build this tower up to the heavens. But nevertheless, they were in unity. And they were doing, and they was moving as one sound, one mind, and one body. And they were getting it done, right? But soon as the Lord confused their language, he brought division in for a good reason, though. For a good reason. He brought division in. They were no longer able to complete the task. And it said that everyone went off with whom he could understand. With whom he could understand. They went off with him. So division will cause some things to be stagnated. Division will cause some things to get into the point of being to where it cannot be done. It's very powerful. Don't sleep on division. Now, there is a time for good division where you have to divide yourself from people and things and places that is unprofitable. Yeah. That's good division. But this division that I'm talking about is a division that constantly keeps people in a perpetual state of fighting each other, comparing each other to each other, constantly being combative with each other. You ain't better than me. Constantly in a rival state of just comparing themselves to one another when they should be working together to build one another, to edify one another, to exalt one another. And the people that stand in that state will be a downtrodden people. They will be a falling people. They will stay in a state of fallingness. They will stay in a state of falling. And they won't rise up because they are psychologically divided. So I'm challenging and urging everybody on today. Don't be a part of division. Division that causes brokenness. Division that causes greatness to go undone because of a mindset of division and comparison, in a state of mind of being always trying to compare yourself to someone else to say how they're not better or how they're or you're better than them or this or that, and all the foolishness is foolishness. And it's sent as an attack against the psychological to keep one downtrodden, to keep one at a low state of thinking. Is to separate and to divide and conquer. So keep that in mind daily and be very watchful of it. I'm talking about in your everyday simple lives. Let me tell you something. Because this just came to me, right? In your everyday simple lives. If we can get this together in our everyday simple lives, then you can see a nation of people come together. But we first have to get this together in our simple lives. You got relationships, because a lot of this stuff starts with the man and the woman, right? And I know also well about this. You got homes and relationships that can't survive because you got other people outside of the relationship causing division on the home front, which weakens the home and then ultimately causes the home to fall. And I want to tell you, be very watchful of it. Protect your life against division. Just start there with every day, each individual person being very watchful of division in their lives, because if we can get this down packed in our lives, we can build up a great nation. It starts with first each one doing their part to look out and watch out for division. And if you could do that, it will cause for division to not be seen in homes, amongst the man and the woman, amongst the children and the parents. See, it just goes abroad. And then, therefore, we can start looking out for each other instead of trying to be in a competition with each other, comparing with each other, in a constantly divided mind state. So I just challenge you on today to just look out for division. Don't even start with looking out for division within your community or your nation of people. Don't even start there. Just start with looking out for the device of division within your life and but block it on every hand. Cast it down. Cast it out. Say, nah, they can't go on right here. We don't need to say we ain't got to the we point. I don't move like that. I don't move in division. And if everybody can get the mindset of moving like that, then we can get into a we mind state that we don't move like that. So, Lord, I thank you for that one. It's just a simple challenge. Don't even try to tell nobody else about division. Don't worry about that. Just show this, get this out, and we're going to work on with each individual person working on blocking division out on every hand. Meaning, if it's in your household, if division trying to come in between you and your spouse, you and your children, then you could branch out to you and your cousin, you and your mama, you and your daddy. And if each individual person worked on keeping division out, it will ultimately build up a nation of people of keeping division out. So we not going to do light skin versus dark skin. We ain't going to do rich against poor. We ain't going to do name branding and all of this. And let me tell you, everything that I'm telling you, after I read that Willie Lynch letter, it was all psychological. Everything that I'm telling you starts with changing the way you think. The psyche, the psychological, changing the way you think. So we're going to start with changing the way we think. We're not going to teach our kids about name brands, and we're not going to edify and glorify name brands and all of those things, because this is the psychological you build up in your kids, and then they go to school and they make fun of the child. They got a name brand on. Because think of it, a name brand. Every brand has a name. They got a name brand on. But because we edify one over the other, then we try to make it seem like to our children, this is what we teach them, that brand don't matter. That the name of that brand don't matter, because that's all what name branding is. The name of that brand don't matter. If you don't got these 23s on your foot, you ain't got these Chanel's on, these Gucci's, then you ain't doing it. No, we're gonna stop that. We're going to stop that. We're going to bury that and put that in the dirt. And we're going to teach our children to just be grateful that you got a pair of shoes on and you got some clothes on your back. That's what we're going to teach them. And we're going to stop branding in their minds about brands and what the name of it is, and exalting one above the other. See, this is the foolishness that I'm talking about, that we be doing, that's constantly causing a problem and keeping a certain nation of people at a low, constant psychological mindset perpetually. Right. You making bullies. They talk about bullying, but for real, we're not real, because I don't get into all that. But this is what's happening. You're making bullies, though. Because if you don't teach your children about name branding and all of these, how can they go out and be able to identify you ain't got on these, and if you ain't got on, because that's all taught, because this is what the parents is tripping off of. My baby don't work no. Yeah, they get into all that. My baby don't work. My baby wear a nice pair of shoes on their feet and some clothes, and I praise the Most High God for it. I don't get all off into name branding and all. I don't do none of that. And then listen to it, name branding. We getting back. See, this is what I'm saying. The psychological. They're branding a certain particular name or a brand of thing into your mind and edifying it. First of all, that goes back into division. If it ain't these, see, this is what I'm saying. This systematic thing they've been doing it for a long time. Things only have the glory that people give them. Things only have the edifying that the world gives them. That's why you had Shaq that made some shoes. His whole point of him making these shoes was because he said that he wanted kids to have nice shoes and feel like had a name brand on it. See how I'm saying? But at a reasonable price. See, that shouldn't even have to be. That shouldn't even have to be. On your feet. That's all you need. You need some clothes on your feet. And then, I'm telling you, the stuff is so systematic and psychological, man. I could go on and on for days. But I'm finna wrap this up, though, because then it get into people. And then, see, look, because things only have the value you give it. And because and I don't like to say we in this because I don't do this, but because this nation of people in the world pushes these things, then that's what jack the prices up and cause the separation. And then you work and go broke and trying to keep up with the Joneses. Now we're going to get back to last week's subject, keeping up with the Joneses. And see, all of that is systematic to keep people broke. Keep people broke and at a low state of thinking. And then guess what it creates? Generational poverty. But it all started with a generational poverty mindset going back to the systematic Willie Lynch letter that they put in. And then it just perpetuates and keeps on going. And it is, Lord, she need to get in the camera. Because she want to get in. Because I know y'all going to hear her. She need to get in the camera. But she's taking out her and all that. But this is what happens, though. And I'm not going to keep going, but I challenge everybody on today. Stop edifying brands and doing all that. It's enough brands. Everybody got creativity. They thought they had an idea that was great, and they put it out here. Now, if you like the brand, you like the brand. If you don't, you don't. But stop edifying one over another, which making the value of it skyrocket. And then all this stuff y'all be trying to work, Gucci and Chanel and Coco, I mean, like for real, the real stuff, you can't even really afford it. Because you know what? They made it for the haves and have-nots. But I'm finna stop right there, though. And I'm finna get up off of this.
The have-nots want to play like they the have.
Right. That's what they want to play like they the haves. But I'm finna get up off for her. But I challenge everybody on today. On today. Don't even worry about the next man. I'm challenging you personally. To yourself. For you. To keep division out. Block it out. Don't let your children be even speaking things of division, of comparison, of separation, comparing one to the other. Don't block it out. When you even see that happening, put that in check and order real quick. Man and woman, stop causing division amongst each other. Keep division out. Each one. Keep division out. Just work on it personally, on your own, within you. And if everybody did that, it would build up a nation of people that will ultimately be to kick division out, and this will be of no more. Because a nation that stand divided will be conquered. It have been shown and it have been proven. So, as Willie Lynch said, it will perpetuate. It will be on its own axle, rotating on its own. It don't even need no more help. But we gonna break that. It's breaking slowly but surely, but we gonna intentionally break that by keeping division out. So remember, y'all, a divided society is a dying society. I'm out of here until next Sunday. Y'all already know what it is. Until the next time, salute to the Messiah. Because I love him. But y'all already knew this.